My beloved child, before you look at your skin, only as that which appears before people's eyes, I want you to allow me to speak to the deepest place of your heart, because there is a part of your history that nobody can see, but I know completely. I know of the times when you have looked at yourself and felt sadness. I know of the times when a mark, a change, or a feature of your appearance brought thoughts that hurt your soul. I know the words you have heard, the looks you have received, and the comparisons that have gradually made you forget the value I have placed within you. But today, I want to remind you of a truth that has never changed. You think the problem is only in what your eyes can see, but I tell you that there is something much deeper going on within you. While you observe that which is on the surface, I am working on the roots. As long as you worry about what has changed on the outside, I am strengthening what remains inside, because, my son, your skin tells a part of your story, but it will never be able to tell everything that I have formed in you. There are tears that no one has seen. There are battles that no one has known, and there are times when you have continued walking, even though you do not understand how you could move forward. But I was there. I was present. I was sustaining you in the days when your own strength seemed to have disappeared. You think you are standing still, but I tell you, there's movement going on in the unseen. Just as a seed remains hidden beneath the ground before revealing its life, there are processes that I carry out in silence before you can see the fruits. My son, maybe you believed that some brands have decreased their value. Maybe you thought you needed to be different in order to be loved, accepted, or recognized. But I tell you, before anyone looked at you, I already knew your essence. Before anyone pointed out what they considered an imperfection, I had already declared that you were my creation. My word says in Psalm 139:14, I praise you that you have made me special and wonderful. Your works are wonderful. I know that very well. There's a reason why you've come to this message today. There is something that your soul needs to remember. Before this word ends, I want to reveal to you a truth that has been hidden for a long time. That which you have tried to hide may be the very place where I am revealing my grace. My child, do not allow an external mark to be greater than the identity I have placed within you. Because I don't just see what you look like. I see your walk. I see your story. I see what no one else can see. And today, I want to take you beyond the skin. I want to show you the meaning that exists behind the brands, the changes, and the processes you have experienced. Because when you begin to see with my eyes, that which seemed like a weakness begins to reveal a part of the purpose that I have already placed in your life. My beloved child, now I want to lead you into an even deeper revelation about that which exists beyond your natural skin and eyes. I will show you that the marks you carry do not define your identity, but reveal parts of the story that I am already transforming. I will reveal how I work in silence, strengthening invisible roots and restoring places in your soul that need my presence. If this word has spoken to your heart, would write Amen as a declaration of faith before me. And if you want to continue receiving messages like this message and sign up to walk with me on this journey of faith. Don't go now. In the last few minutes of this message, I have something special to reveal to you. Something your soul needs to remember. Stay with me, because there is hidden truth that can change how you see your story and eternal purpose that I have placed in you. My dearly beloved child, I want you to understand something that has often been hidden before your eyes. You think that your skin reveals only that which needs to be corrected, but I tell you that it also bears signs of the journey that I have gone through with you. Each phase, each change, and each detail tell a story that does not end with what people can see. You think that a mark diminishes your beauty, but I tell you that some marks reveal the depth of your walk. A tree that has faced strong winds is not a worthless tree. Her roots grew deeper because she had to stand firm during storms. So it is with you. You think that the changes that have taken place in your life have taken something away from you, but I tell you that many of them have revealed forces that were hidden within your soul. There are parts of you that have only been awakened because you have gone down paths that you would never have chosen alone. I didn't allow every process to be empty. I was present in the details that you didn't understand. As you looked at what seemed like a loss, I was building something inside of you. You think that difficult time was the end of a phase, but I tell you that it was often a door being prepared in silence. Look at Joseph. Before putting on the governor's clothes, he had to go through the place where no one wanted to be. The prison felt like an interruption, but I was using that place as a preparation. The place that seemed to limit Joseph was forming patience, wisdom, and maturity in him. My son, how many times have you also looked at a situation in your life and thought, why did this happen to me? How many times have you looked at your own history and imagined that certain marks meant that you had missed something? But I tell you, you have not lost your identity. You have not lost your value. You have not lost that which I have placed within you. My word says in Romans 8:18, I consider that our present sufferings cannot be compared with the glory that will be revealed in us. My son, there is a glory being revealed within you through the processes you have faced. Not a glory based on appearance, but a profound transformation that reaches her consciousness, her faith, and her way of seeing her own history. You think that people see your marks and see weakness, but I tell you that I see perseverance. You think your skin tells a story of limitations, but I see a story of survival, of care, and of my presence. I'm already touching the way you see yourself. I'm already bringing light to old thoughts that made you believe you were less important. I am already restoring your perception so that you are not a prisoner of what you see in the mirror. Because before changing what is before your eyes, I begin by transforming what is within your heart. My son, if this word has touched your heart, write Amen in the comments, because this act of faith I hear. My dearly beloved child, I want you to understand that the world often tries to teach you to measure your worth by what can be seen. People look at the appearance, the standards, what changes over time. But I have never looked at you in this way. You think you need to be accepted by human eyes in order to be of value, but I tell you, before anyone acknowledged your existence, I already knew every detail of you. Before anyone complimented or criticized your appearance, I had already placed purpose within you. You think that what is on the surface defines who you are, but I tell you that your true identity is hidden in places that no masema, that no mirror can reveal. There is a beauty that does not depend on youth. There is a force that does not depend on appearance. There is an identity that cannot be touched by time. My son, I looked at David when he was still just a young man tending sheep. People looked at him and saw someone small, someone who didn't seem ready for big things. But I saw a willing heart, a faith being formed, and a courage that was still growing. You think you need to look ready for me to use your life, but I tell you, I work precisely where people cannot see. I see the seed before the tree appears. I see the root before the fruit is born. I see the purpose before the manifestation. My word says in Jeremiah 29:11, For it is I who know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. My child, the plans I have for you have never been based on what the world considers perfect. I don't choose people because they fit human standards. I transform people because they carry something that came from me. You think that one characteristic of your appearance can limit your walk, but I tell you, no external mark is greater than the identity that I have placed within you. You think you need to hide parts of yourself to be loved, but I tell you, I know every detail and yet I keep calling you son. I'm already healing the way you see yourself. I'm already bringing light to thoughts that made you doubt your own worth. I am already strengthening your conscience so that you will not be governed by the gaze of people, but by the truth of my presence. Because when a seed is underground, many think it is forgotten. But I know that there is life being formed in the secret, so it is with you. That which no one sees can be just the place where I am building something eternal. My son, write, Lord, I believe. And by liking this video, you take this word to another child who also needs to hear that he is not alone. My beloved child, I want you to look at your scars with a new understanding. You think that they are only reminders of the hard days, but I tell you, they are also testimonies that you have gone through, that which tried to destroy your hope. You think the mark represents the moment of pain, but I see everything that has happened after it. I see the strength that was born. I see the faith that has grown. I see the maturity that was formed while you faced what no one knew. My son, some wounds leave signs because there were real battles. But a battle won is nothing to be ashamed of. A scar is not proof that you have lost. Often, it is proof that you have stayed. You think you need to hide that which shows your vulnerability, but I tell you, the places where you feel most fragile can become the places where my grace is most revealed. Just as a tree bears marks of the winds it has faced but continues to bear fruit, you also bear signs of difficult seasons, but you continue to carry life within you. I didn't waste any tears. I didn't ignore any night when you felt alone. I have not been far from the moments when you have looked at yourself and failed to see what I see. You think I was just watching your pain, but I tell you, I was sustaining you as your roots deepened. Because there are growths that happen in silence. There are cures that begin before they are noticed. There are restorations that first take place within the soul before they reach that which is on the outside. My word says in Psalm 147:3, He alone heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. My son, I know your deepest wounds. Some are not on the skin, but within the thoughts, memories, and emotions that you have carried for a long time. But I am already touching these places. I am already bringing light to what was hidden. I'm already showing that your story didn't end on the day you were hurt. You think that experience defined who you are, but I tell you it was just part of the way I am using to reveal who you have always been in me. Look at the marks of Jesus. They were not hidden after the resurrection. They remained as a reminder of the love that conquered death. In the same way, some marks on your walk are not there to bind you to the past, but to remind you that I was present when you thought you could not continue. The skin may carry signs of what has happened, but your soul carries the proof that my hand has been upon you. My son, declare with faith, my marks tell my story of overcoming with God. My beloved child, there is something you need to understand. Not every transformation happens before your eyes. Some of the greatest works that I do begin in places where no one can touch in silence, in the depths of their soul. You think that nothing has changed, because there are still things that you want to see different, but I tell you, while you look at the surface, I am already working on the roots. A strong tree is not born only by what appears above the earth. Before the fruits, there are roots being strengthened in the hidden. Before the branches reach the sky, there is a preparation going on under the ground. So is your life. You think you are just going through external changes, but I tell you, I am already forming a new perception within you. I'm already teaching you to look at your history with different eyes. I am already showing that what once seemed like a loss also carried a lesson. My son, some changes in your exterior made you question your worth. Maybe you looked in the mirror and felt nostalgia for a previous phase. Maybe you thought something was taken from you. But I tell you, your essence has never depended on what changes. Time changes the appearance, but it does not erase the purpose. Seasons change the leaves of a tree, but they do not destroy its roots. The night passes, but it does not prevent the birth of a new dawn. My word says in Isaiah 40:31, But those who wait on the Lord renew their strength. They fly high like eagles. They run and are not exhausted. They walk and do not get tired. My son, I am already renewing your strength. I am already strengthening places within you that have grown weary from the comparisons, the criticism, and the silent battles. You think you only needed an external change, but I tell you, the greatest transformation begins when your soul learns again to rest in me. Because when your consciousness is restored, your way of seeing everything around you also changes. You begin to realize that you are not defined by what you have lost, but by what remains. You are not defined by a brand. You are not defined by a phase. You are not defined by the gaze of someone who does not know your full story. I know every chapter. I know every tear. I know every moment you needed to be strong when no one noticed your struggle. And while you walked without understanding, I was already forming within you a sensitivity that could not be born in any other way. The pain you faced brought a depth that comfort could never produce. The weight brought roots. The process brought maturity. The changes brought a new way of seeing what really matters. My son, don't just look at what has changed in your skin. Look also at that which I have already transformed within your heart, because there is an invisible work going on, and that which I build in secret always finds a way to reveal my faithfulness. Do not go now, my child. What follows has been kept especially for you, and it may be what will change what you believe about your future, my dearly beloved child. I know those moments when you look at yourself and you cannot see what I see. I know the silent battles that go on inside your mind when you compare your story to other people's stories. I know of the times when you've asked why some things about you are different. I know of the times when you have wished to hide parts of yourself so as not to feel the weight of looks and opinions. But I tell you, you have never been a mistake. You think you need to change completely to finally be loved, but I tell you that my love for you did not begin after the change. It already existed before any brand, before any phase, before any human opinion. You think your worth was born out of what people have said about you, but I tell you, your identity was born in me. Before anyone knew his face, I already knew his soul. Before anyone saw what you looked like, I already saw the purpose I put within you. My word says in Jeremiah 1:5, "Before I formed him in the womb, I chose him. Before you were born, I separated you." My son, this means that your story began before the comments that hurt you. Your identity was established before the comparisons that made you doubt yourself. You think you need to gain acceptance, but I tell you, you have already been reached by my grace. You think you need to prove that you deserve love, but I tell you, my love has never been a reward for perfection. My love is an expression of my nature. I don't love a perfect version of you. I love you. I know your limitations, your fears, your insecurities, and your most hidden thoughts. And even though I know all this, I continue to call you son. My son, a seed does not cease to have value because it is still hidden in the earth. Before a flower appears, there is a life being formed in the secret. So it is with you. Maybe some people have looked only at the visible part of their life, but I see the roots that are growing. I see the faith being strengthened. I see the wisdom that was born from your processes. I see the compassion that arose after your pains. You think that difficulties have diminished you, but I tell you, they have revealed depths that you did not yet know. I'm already restoring the way you see yourself. I'm already touching thoughts that made you believe it wasn't enough. I'm already bringing light to places within you that have been stuck in rejection and comparison. My child, do not allow the voice of those who do not know your history to be greater than my voice. I was the one who formed you. I was the one who breathed life into you. I am the one who knows the value that exists within your soul. State in the comments, "I get that word." And by leaving your like, you help to take this message to another heart. My beloved child, I want you to understand a mystery that often goes unnoticed. You think that what needs to be hidden is exactly what takes away your value. But I tell you, some of the areas you try to hide are the places where my grace is already being revealed. You look at a trait, a mark, or a limitation and think, this prevents me from living fully. But I tell you, that which you call weakness is no greater than that which I have placed within you. You think you need to remove everything that bothers your eyes to finally fulfill your purpose. But I tell you that my power does not depend on a perfect appearance. I work on available hearts. I transform real stories. I manifest my strength in places where the human being believes that there is only fragility. Look at Paul. He was carrying something that he wished to be taken away. He prayed, sought, and asked that this difficulty be removed. But I showed him a deeper truth. Some things are not taken away because they reveal a greater dependence on me. My word says in 2 Corinthians 12:9, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." My son, I wasn't ignoring Paul's pain. I was revealing a strength that he did not yet know. So, it is with you. You think your struggle is only an obstacle, but I tell you, it can also be a place of encounter with me. You think that part of your story diminishes you, but I tell you, it may be the very place where other people will see that my faithfulness is true. A seed does not reveal its beauty while it is hidden within the earth. But that doesn't mean it has lost its purpose. On the contrary, it is in the occult that its roots begin to grow. My son, I am already working in places which you cannot see. I'm already transforming your way of seeing what used to cause shame. I'm already exchanging thoughts of rejection for a son's consciousness. You think your imperfection is a barrier, but I tell you that it is no greater than my ability to restore, strengthen, and use your life. I don't need you to hide your marks to get closer to me. I don't need you to present a different version of who you are. I know you completely. I know what people see and also what they will never see. I know your external pains and your internal battles. And yet I go on working on you. My child, do not allow what you call imperfection to have the last word on your identity. The last word always belongs to that which I have declared about you. By liking this video and subscribing to this channel, you become an instrument in my hands, helping this word reach those who need to hear the most, who have not been forgotten. My dearly beloved son, I want you to understand that often the greatest wound is not in what people can see, but in the way you have learned to look at yourself. You think the battle is only in front of the mirror, but I tell you, it often happens in the thoughts that you carry in silence. These are thoughts that came after difficult words. These are thoughts that were born after comparisons. These are thoughts that have made you look at a part of your history and forget about everything else that I have already built in you. My child, the enemy tries to hold your vision on what is missing so that you forget what I have already placed within you. He tries to make you see only marks, but I see testimonies. He tries to remind you only of the pains, but I remind you of my faithfulness. He tries to make you believe that an outward change has erased your value, but I tell you, that which I have established within you remains. You think you need to change everything around you to finally find peace, but I tell you, true transformation begins when your mind finds rest in my truth. My word says in Romans 12:2, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." My son, I am already renewing your consciousness. I'm already touching old thoughts that made you carry weights that were never yours. I am already bringing light to places where insecurity has tried to build a home. Just as the light of dawn slowly passes through the darkness, I am illuminating your perception so that you see your story in a new way. You think you have lost parts of who you were, but I tell you, I am revealing parts of who you have always been in me. You think your appearance has changed and taken your confidence away, but I tell you, your confidence should never be tied to what is fleeting. The skin changes, the phases change, the seasons change, but that which I have formed in your soul remains. My son, a tree does not cease to be a tree when it loses its leaves during the winter. It lives on because its roots remain firm. So are you. Even in the periods when you don't see growth, I keep strengthening your roots. Even when you don't notice transformation, I go on working within you. I'm already healing the way you interpret your own story. I'm already showing that you're not defined by the hardest time you've ever lived. You are not defined by the opinion of those who do not know your journey. You are not defined by a trait that the world has chosen to judge. You are defined by the love that I have placed in you from the beginning, my child. Allow my voice to be greater than any voice that has tried to diminish you. Because when your mind is restored, your eyes begin to see what I have always seen. You begin to realize that you don't have to run away from your story. You begin to understand that even the difficult chapters carried seeds of growth that I was already cultivating within you. There is someone in your heart now. Write that person's name in the comments. I hear every name you declare. My beloved child, I want you to hold this truth within your heart. That which people can see in you will never be greater than what I have already written about your life. You think your skin tells your whole story, but I tell you, it tells only a few chapters of your journey. There are pages that only I know. There are details that only I have seen. There are times when you thought you were alone, but my presence was sustaining your every step. You think that a mark can define your destiny. But I tell you, no mark has the authority to determine the end of what I have begun. I am the one who turns tears into seeds. I am the one who transforms wounds into testimonies. I am the one who transforms difficult processes into places of growth. My son, you often look back and see only the path of pain. But I look back and see every moment when I was strengthening you. You think you have wasted time, but I tell you, I was preparing the ground. You think you have been forgotten, but I tell you, I was working in places that your eyes could not reach. You think that closed door was a rejection, but I tell you, it was often a protection. Nothing you have given into my hands has been wasted. Remember Joseph. He looked at the prison and might have thought his story had ended there. He could have believed that his dreams had been buried in that place, but I was using that scenario to prepare the way that would lead Joseph to the purpose I had set. Prison was not the end. It was a passage. It was a place where his maturity was being formed. It was an environment where his faith was being strengthened. My son, maybe you are looking at a phase of your life and thinking that it represents backwardness. But I tell you, I am already using this process to form something within you. My word says in Philippians 1:6, "He who began a good work in you will finish it until the day of Christ Jesus." I don't start something to abandon halfway. I don't plant a seed to leave it uncared for. I don't form a life and then forget its history. I'm already taking care of the roots. I am already strengthening your soul. I am already preparing your perception to see what previously seemed impossible to understand. My child, do not allow a difficult phase to make you forget who I am. Do not allow an outward change to make you doubt my care. Winter does not cancel spring. Night does not prevent dawn. The seed hidden under the earth has not ceased to have life just because it has not yet appeared. There is something being formed. There is something being restored. There is something going on in the unseen, and what I write about you will always be greater than what anyone can see. Do not stop now, my child. What comes in the next few minutes may be the answer you've been seeking for so long, and I've saved it for this very moment. My beloved child, I want you to understand that no mark in your life has appeared outside of my knowledge. You think that some events were just accidents, losses, or meaningless moments, but I tell you, even in the paths you did not choose, my presence was accompanying your steps. You look at what has changed and you miss what existed before. You look back at a phase that has passed and think that something precious has been taken away. But I tell you, I am not just looking at that which is behind, I am revealing that which was born within you during this path, because there are riches that do not appear in the mirror. There are achievements that cannot be measured by the eyes. There are transformations that happen in the silence of the soul. You think that pain only took something from you, but I tell you, it also left within you a depth that did not exist before. That moment that tried to steal your peace also taught you to cherish my presence. That phase that made you question so many things also strengthened your ability to trust. That mark you wish to hide can also remind you that I was near when no one else noticed your struggle. My son, a tree that has been through storms bears signs of the winds it has faced. But her marks do not mean that she has ceased to be strong. Often they show that it has stood firm. So it is with you. You think that the marks of your walk reveal weakness, but I tell you, they reveal perseverance. You think that the changes made you lose your identity, but I tell you they were part of the process, where I was revealing a deeper identity. My word says in Psalm 35, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning." My son, I know the nights you have gone through. I know the periods when it seemed like the light would take a long time to arrive. I know the times when you looked at your own history and couldn't find beauty in the midst of pain. But I tell you, the night has never had the authority to stop the dawn. While you thought you were just surviving, I was strengthening your roots. While you thought you were just trying to endure, I was building up within you a strength that didn't depend on circumstances. You think you need to erase all the signs of the past to move forward. But I tell you, some memories are not there to hold you back, but to show you how far you've come. I'm already restoring your sight. I'm already healing the way you interpret your own story. I'm already showing that what seemed like a loss also carried seeds of growth. My son, don't just look at what's left on the surface. Look at what I have built in the depths, because what I do within you is greater than what anyone can see. My beloved child, I want you to understand something that the world has often tried to make you forget. You don't have to become someone else to receive my love. You think you need to reach a certain standard to finally be enough. But I tell you, your worth was never born out of what you can change. Your worth was born from what I have already placed within you. Before you tried to correct what you consider a flaw, I already knew every detail of your existence. Before you learned to compare your appearance to other people's, I had already seen the beauty of what I have formed in you. You think you need to hide parts of your story to be accepted, but I tell you, I know all the chapters, and yet I continue to write purpose about your life. My son, the world teaches you to look at what is missing. It makes you focus your eyes on the imperfections, the differences, and the things you'd like to change. But I teach you to look at that which has already been planted within your soul. Because a seed is not evaluated by the size it has when it is hidden in the ground. She carries within her a life that has not yet been revealed. So are you. You think that you are only that which appears in the mirror, but I tell you, there is a depth in you that no human eye can measure. There is a story being formed. There is an identity being strengthened. There is an inner life growing, while many people just observe the outside. My word says in Ephesians 2:10, "For we are God's creation, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared before for us to do." My son, you are not a work abandoned in the middle of the road. You are not an incomplete project forgotten by my hands. You are a creation that I continue to form with care. You think that your processes show that something is wrong, but I tell you, often the processes are the places where I reveal that which was hidden. Just as dawn begins with small signs of light before it illuminates the whole sky, I am also bringing clarity to your mind little by little. I am already restoring your perception. I'm already healing thoughts that made you feel smaller. I'm already showing that your identity doesn't depend on people's approval. My son, you think you need to prove that you deserve love, but I tell you, you have never had to compete to receive what I offer. I know your weaknesses, I know your fears, I know the insecurities you try to hide. And even though I know all this, I keep calling you by your name, because my voice has always been greater than the voices that have tried to define you. I don't just see what has changed in your appearance, I see that which is being strengthened in your soul. I see faith growing, I see maturity emerging, I see transformation happening in places that no one can reach. That word didn't come to you by chance. Write in the comments, "I trust God," and let that be your act of faith for me today. My dearly beloved child, I want you to look at the changes in your life with a new realization. You think that everything that has changed means that something has been taken away from you, but I tell you, some changes are signs that I am leading you to a depth that you did not know before. You look at a leaf that has fallen from the tree and think that something has ended. But I look at the root, and I see a preparation going on, because the tree does not lose its leaves because it has ceased to live. It goes through seasons to preserve its strength, strengthen its roots, and prepare for a new cycle. So it is with you. You think you are losing parts of your story, but I tell you, I am revealing deeper parts of your identity. You think you need to recover what is left in the past. But I tell you, I am forming in you something that goes beyond what you were before. My son, some phases need to end so that new understandings can be born. Some doors need to close so that your eyes learn to see other directions. Some leaves need to fall for the roots to receive more strength. My word says in Ecclesiastes 3:11, "He has made everything appropriate to his time." It has also placed in the heart of man the longing for eternity. My son, I know the timing of everything. I know the station you're in. I know the winter you went through. I know the days when you looked around and found no signs of change. But I tell you, Winter does not mean the absence of life. Underground, where no one sees, the roots continue to grow. In silence, where no one notices, I continue to strengthen that which will sustain the next fruits. You think you are standing still, but I tell you, there is movement going on in the unseen. You think that nothing is blooming, but I tell you, I am already working in the place where your soul creates strength. My son, you may have become accustomed to measuring your life only by what appears, but I do not work only on what is visible. I work in the secret. I work on thoughts, I work on emotions, I work on the way you begin to see yourself, because before a change appears around, it starts within. Before a new phase is revealed, a new consciousness begins to be born. You think that your appearance has changed and taken away who you were, but I tell you, I have never lost what I have put inside you. I'm removing layers of fear. I am strengthening your faith. I'm teaching you how to find value beyond the mirror. My son, do not be afraid of the seasons that are revealing a new part of your journey. What seems like a farewell can be a preparation. What seems like a loss can be a door. What seems like the end of a phase can be the beginning of a deeper understanding of who you are in me. My son, if you are here, it is because I have allowed it. I have something to reveal to you later today. Don't leave before you've heard what's next. My beloved child, I want you to understand that there is no part of your story that is too big for my presence to reach. You think that some wounds need to remain hidden because they show times when you felt weak. But I tell you, that which you call weakness can become the place where my strength is revealed. You think you need to hide your tears to look strong, but I tell you, I don't just find you in the moments of victory. I meet you also in the places where your soul is tired and needs care. I know the wounds that are on your skin. I know the wounds that are in your memory. I know those marks that no one sees, but that you carry every day. And I tell you, none of them is invisible to me. You think you need to move away because of your imperfections, but I tell you, I approach precisely the places where you believe you do not deserve to be loved. I'm not afraid of your story. I don't run away from your pains. I don't abandon you because there are parts of your life that still need restoration. My word says in Psalm 34:18, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the brokenhearted." My son, I am near. I'm present in the moments when you feel like no one understands your struggle. I am present when you look at yourself and find it difficult to accept what you see. I am present when your mind tries to remember only the difficult moments and forget all the times I have sustained you. You think that an open wound is proof of defeat, but I tell you, a wound cared for can become a reminder of my restoration. A tree that has been injured by the wind can still produce fruit. A land that has gone through dry periods can still flourish when it receives new water. A soul that has known pain can still carry great hope. My son, I am already touching places within you which have been hurt by words, rejections, and comparisons. I'm already bringing healing to thoughts that made you believe it wasn't enough. I'm already restoring the way you look at your own history. You think that what happened to you defines who you are, but I tell you, what happened is part of your journey. But you have no power to write your identity. I am the one who transforms difficult chapters into living testimonies. I am the one who takes what seemed broken and reveals a new beauty. I am the one who finds seeds even in land that seemed dry. My son, do not despise the process you went through. Don't look at your history only with the eyes of pain. Look, also, with the eyes of faith. Because while you saw only wounds, I already saw restoration. While you saw only limitations, I already saw possibilities. While you saw only marks, I already saw my hand taking care of every detail. I've been good at your life in ways you haven't even noticed. Write in the comments, Amen, and proclaim with me my kindness to you. My beloved child, I want you to understand that silence does not always mean that nothing is happening. Often, silence is the place where I perform the deepest works, those that need to happen first within you before they are revealed around you. You think that because you have not yet seen the change, I am not working, but I tell you, There are movements which your natural eyes cannot yet perceive. The seed does not make a noise when it breaks through the earth. The root does not announce when it is growing, but even hidden, there is life happening. So is his journey. You look at your appearance, you look at your circumstances, and you think that everything remains the same. But I look deep into your soul and see transformation happening in places that no one can touch. You think you are standing still, but I tell you, I am already strengthening your roots. You think you have wasted time, but I tell you, I am already using this period to prepare your maturity. You think that nothing has changed because the outside has not yet revealed what you hope for. But I tell you, some changes begin in the heart before they reach that which is before your eyes. My son, a strong tree is not born only for the beauty of its fruits. Before the fruits, there are deep roots being formed in the dark of the earth. What is hidden does not mean that it is forgotten. What is silent does not mean that it is dead. What has not yet appeared does not mean that it is not being formed. My word says in Habakkuk 2 and 3, for vision awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not fail. Even if it takes time, wait for it, for he will surely come and will not be delayed. My son, I know the right timing of everything. I know the moment when a seed needs to remain hidden before it touches the light. I know the time when your soul needs to be strengthened before it receives that which is prepared. You think waiting is a punishment, but I tell you, many times waiting is a preparation. You think that silence is a closed door, but I tell you, it is often a room where I am forming something new within you. I am already renewing your hope. I'm already healing tired thoughts. I am already strengthening your faith in the places where there was fear before. My son, do not despise the periods when you cannot see results. The farmer does not abandon the land just because he does not yet see the harvest. He continues to care because he knows that there is a process going on under the surface. So also I am looking after you. I'm already working on your identity. I'm already restoring your sight. I am already forming a maturity that no appearance can produce. Because what I build within you does not depend on what the eyes can see. It depends on my presence sustaining every root, every detail, and every part of your story. This message is not for everyone, my son. If you are here, it is because I have chosen you to hear what comes next. Are you ready? My beloved child, I want you to understand that it was never the perfect appearance that caught my attention. It was never a flawless image that brought you closer to me. I've never looked for a version of you without difficulties, without marks, or without moments of weakness. You think you need to hide your struggles so that people see strength in you. But I tell you, I'm not attracted to masks. I don't look for what you try to present to the world. I seek the truth of your heart. You think you need to look strong all the time, but I tell you there is a greater strength when you recognize that you need my presence, because it is in the sincere heart that I work. It is in the secret place of the soul that I transform. It is where no one can see that I build that which will remain. My word says in Proverbs 4:23, above all things guard your heart, for your whole life depends on it. My son, you have often spent energy looking only at what people could see, while I was drawing your attention to what only I could touch. You have taken care of the image, but I have taken care of the essence. You tried to hide the pain, but I was treating the wound. You tried to control what appeared on the outside, but I was restoring that which sustained you on the inside. You think that your greatest need is to change that which is on the outside, but I tell you, the deepest transformation begins when your soul finds rest in me. A house may look beautiful on the outside, but it needs a firm structure to stay standing. So are you. The exterior may change over time. The phases may change. Characteristics may change. But that which I strengthen within you remains. My son, I am already working in places which nobody knows. I'm already dealing with old thoughts that made you believe it wasn't enough. I'm already healing memories that made you build walls around your heart. I'm already strengthening your identity so that it doesn't depend on people's approval. You think you need to convince the world of your worth, but I tell you, you don't need to prove what I have already established. Before anyone recognized you, I already knew your name. Before anyone saw your qualities, I already saw the purpose I had placed within you. Before anyone judged your appearance, I already saw the beauty of the life I breathed into you. My child, do not allow the search for a perfect image to steal the peace that I have already placed within you. I'm not forming in you an appearance to impress people. I am forming a heart capable of carrying my presence. I'm already working on your truth. I am already strengthening its roots. I am already preparing your soul to see that what really sustains your life has never been only in what the eyes can see. My beloved son, I want you to understand that your past may have written chapters of your history, but it never had the authority to write your destiny. You think that what happened to you defined who you are, but I tell you, what happened is part of your journey, but it is not greater than what I am forming within you. You look back and remember the words that hurt. You remember the times when you felt rejected. You remember the phases when your appearance, your marks, or your differences made you believe that you were smaller. But I tell you, none of these things had the power to erase the identity that I have placed in you. My son, look at Joseph. He knew the pain of rejection when his own brothers abandoned him. He knew injustice when he was accused of something he didn't do. He knew waiting when he stayed in places where it seemed like nothing would change. But I was present in every chapter. What seemed like an interruption was a preparation. What seemed like a loss was a construction. What seemed like a delay was a direction. My word says in Genesis 50:20, "You planned evil against me, but God turned it into good." My son, I did not say that all that you would face would be easy. But I tell you that no pain given into my hands remains meaningless. You think that some experiences have destroyed parts of you, but I tell you, I'm already turning these memories into sources of wisdom. I'm already using what tried to hurt you to develop a compassion that you wouldn't have otherwise. I am already turning moments of shame into places where my grace will be known. You think you need to delete your story to start over, but I tell you, I don't need to delete chapters to create a new story. I am able to take even that which seemed lost and reveal a hidden purpose. Just as a tree bears marks of the years that have passed, but continues to grow towards the light, you also carry signs of your walk, but you continue to move forward because my hand continues to support you. My son, do not look at your past as a prison. Look at it as a road that has brought you here. I'm already changing the way you interpret your own story. I'm already touching memories that used to cause only pain. I am already bringing healing to thoughts that have caused you to remain stuck in what you have been through. You think that your history has been marked by suffering, but I tell you, your history is being marked by my presence. The past tried to tell you who you were, but my voice was always greater. I know every chapter, I know every tear, I know every silent battle, and I keep writing new meanings where you only saw old wounds. There are so many other children of mine who need to hear this now. By liking this video and subscribing to this channel, you become part of the chain that I use to bring my word to those who are on edge. My beloved child, I want you to understand a truth that can transform the way you look at yourself. You have never found your true worth by looking outward, because that which sustains your identity has always been linked to my presence within you. You think you need someone to recognize you to finally believe in your worth, but I tell you, before anyone realized your existence, I already knew every detail of you. You seek approval in people's eyes. You look for a word that confirms that you are enough. You expect someone to see what you often missed yourself. But I tell you, human opinion changes, standards change, looks change, but what I have declared about you remains. My son, you have spent a lot of time trying to measure your worth by what you have received or failed to receive from people. You have allowed praise to lift you up and criticism to bring down your peace. You have let comparisons rob you of the joy of recognizing the work I have already done in you. But I want to remind you of something profound. Your identity was not born of human approval. It was born of my choice. My word says in 1 Peter 2:9, "You are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's own people." My son, before the world put labels on you, I had already put purpose. Before anyone told you what you could or could not be, I already knew what was within you. You think that one characteristic of your appearance can diminish who you are, but I tell you, nothing that is on the surface can erase that which I have established deep down. A house may change its paint, its doors, and its exterior appearance, but its structure remains what supports everything. So are you. Your skin may change, your body can go through phases, its appearance can cross seasons, but its essence is still kept in me. My son, I am already awakening a new consciousness within you, a son's conscience, a conscience that does not always beg for acceptance, because it already knows that it belongs. A conscience that does not depend on applause, because it knows the voice of the one who called its name. You think you need to chase after a value that you have lost, but I tell you, you are discovering a value that has never ceased to exist. I'm already curing the need to be compared. I'm already playing places where rejection has left marks. I'm already showing that you're not what they've been told about you. You are what I see when I look into your soul. My child, do not look in the world for an answer that I have already placed within you. Do not allow human eyes to define a creation that was born from my hands, because when you understand who you are in me, the marks continue to exist, but they cease to control your vision. They become only part of the story of someone who has always been seen, loved, and sustained by me. My beloved child, I want you to understand that there is a beauty that time cannot diminish. A beauty that does not depend on an appearance that remains the same, but on a transformation that takes place within your soul. You think you have lost your beauty because some things have changed, but I tell you, some changes have only revealed a beauty that was previously hidden. You look at what has happened, and you miss an old version of you. You look in the mirror and look for what time has taken, but I look at you and see what time has built. I see the patience that was born after the weights. I see the wisdom that was born after battles. I see the strength that was born after the moments when you thought you couldn't go on. My son, the world teaches you to look for beauty only in that which remains young and unmarked. But I teach you to see the beauty that is born from a life lived with purpose. The dawn is beautiful because it changes the sky. The tree is beautiful because it crosses seasons. The river is beautiful because it continues to follow its path, even though it encounters stones. So are you. You think that the changes have diminished your value. But I tell you, they have revealed new layers of what I am forming in you. My word says in 1 Samuel 16:12, "Arise and anoint him. This is him." My son, when Samuel looked at David, he wasn't just looking for an impressive look. I was looking at something that no one could see. I was looking at the heart. I was looking at the essence. I was looking at a beauty that didn't depend on people's approval. And so I look at you. You think you have to fit into a pattern to be seen, but I tell you, I already see you completely. I see what people ignore. I see the tears you held back. I see the thoughts you never told. I see the courage you showed when you decided to continue, even carrying insecurities. My son, some marks on your path are not signs that you have lost your beauty. They are reminders that you crossed stations and stood upright. A tree that grows for many years bears signs of time on its trunk, but no one looks at it and says that it has lost its value. On the contrary, their marks reveal their history. So it is with you. I'm already restoring the way you see your own life. I'm already showing that your beauty is not only in what appears on the outside. I am already revealing a beauty formed by faith, perseverance, and experience. Because that which comes from me does not grow old. That which I build within you does not fade with time. If this video is providing answers you need to hear, write in the comments, "God cares for me," and prophesy this truth about your own life. My dearly beloved child, I want you to understand something that is beyond what your eyes can reach. Your skin tells part of your story, but it will never have the authority to define the whole truth about who you are. You think that what appears in the mirror reveals your complete identity, but I tell you, there is a depth in you that no reflection can show. There's a part of your life that does not age. There is an essence that does not change with the seasons. There is an identity that does not depend on the standards of this world. My son, you live in a place where many people are taught to look outward first. They observe characteristics, differences, and visible details. But I look at that which remains when all that is external passes away. I look into your soul. I look at your heart. I look at that which I have formed within you before you could even comprehend your own existence. You think that a change in your skin has changed who you are. But I tell you, no external change can erase the mark that my presence has left on your life. You think that a difficult phase has taken away your beauty, but I tell you, your true beauty is being revealed just through the processes that you have faced. Just as a gemstone goes through transformations before revealing its brilliance, you have also gone through moments that worked deep parts of your soul. You may not have realized it, but each season has brought something. Some pains brought more sensitivity. Some weights brought more confidence. Some losses brought an understanding that you wouldn't have otherwise. My word says in 2 Corinthians 4:18, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is not seen. For what is seen is transitory, but what is not seen is eternal." My son, I want to teach you to look beyond that which is fleeting, because what your eyes see today does not represent all that I am doing. You think your story is defined by the marks you carry, but I tell you, your story is defined by my presence that stays with you. You think you need to go back to who you were before to find peace, but I tell you, I am revealing a deeper version of what I have formed in you. I am already restoring your consciousness. I'm already strengthening your identity. I'm already showing that you're not just a body going through time, but a soul carrying purpose. My child, do not allow what changes on the outside to make you forget what remains inside. The world can look at your skin and see only one appearance, but I look at you and I see a whole story. I see every battle won. I see every prayer offered in silence. I see every moment in which you continued without even understanding. And I tell you, my presence has always been the greatest mark on your life. What comes next may be the exact signal you asked for. I saved it for this moment. Stay with me, my beloved child. I want you to understand that pain has never had the authority to define your value. You think that the difficult moments have diminished who you were, but I tell you, often the most intense processes are those that reveal parts of you that were hidden. You think you have lost your strength because you have had to go through difficult days, but I tell you, I was showing you strength that you did not yet know. You think that the pain has erased your joy, but I tell you, I was purifying your vision so that you would find a joy that does not depend on circumstances. My son, a precious stone does not reveal its beauty while it remains hidden within the earth. It goes through a process of transformation, not because it has lost its value, but because there is something precious inside it waiting to be revealed. So it is with you. You think the processes have broken you, but I tell you, they have revealed deeper layers of your identity. You think that what you have faced has left only marks, but I tell you, it has also left maturity, wisdom, and a greater understanding of my presence. I didn't allow every experience to pass through your life meaninglessly. I was present in the tears that fell silent. I was present on nights when his mind was tired. I was there when you needed to smile on the outside while carrying a battle on the inside. My word says in Isaiah 48:10, "See, I have refined you, though I do not like silver. I have tested him in the furnace of affliction." My son, I know the heat of the furnaces you have gone through. I know the times when it seemed like the pressure would be greater than your ability to handle. But I tell you, fire has not come to destroy that which I have placed within you. The fire reveals. Fire purifies. Fire removes that which prevents the glow from appearing. You think you are being lost in the process, but I tell you, I am separating that which no longer belongs to your identity. I am already strengthening its roots. I am already deepening your faith. I am already building within you a firmness that does not depend only on what happens around you. My son, a tree that has deep roots does not fall easily when the winds come. It remains because there is something sustaining it in places that no one can see. So are you. Perhaps you look at your life and see only the marks on the path, but I look at the roots that have grown during the journey. I see the patience that was born. I see the compassion that has been formed. I see the ability to understand the pain of other children of mine because you have also known difficult moments. You think that pain has written your story. But I tell you, my presence has written something greater. The one who tried to hurt you didn't have the last word. The one who tried to turn off his light could not. Because that which I hold in the deep continues to grow, even when no one can perceive it. My dearly beloved child, I want you to understand that that which has been wounded in you is not beyond the reach of my hands. You think that some parts of your history have been destroyed in a way that can never be restored. But I tell you, I am the one who brings life to the places where you can only see loss. You look at what happened and think it was the end. You look at a closed door and believe that there will never be a new way. You look at a scar and remember only the moment of pain. But I look beyond the moment. I see the process. I see that which is being rebuilt within you. My son, a dry land may seem hopeless to those who observe only the surface. But I know that which is hidden beneath the earth. I know the seeds that remain waiting for the right time to bloom. So it is with you. You think you have lost your ability to start over. But I tell you, there is still life within you. You think your experiences have erased your joy. But I tell you, I am already restoring places where sorrow has tried to take root. You think that some words you have heard have defined your identity. But I tell you, no human word is greater than what I have declared about you. My word says in Joel 2:25, I will restore to you the years that were consumed by the locust. My son, I know the years that seemed lost. I know the phases when you felt like you were just surviving. I know the times when you looked at your own life and wondered if there was still something good being built. But I tell you, I have never stopped working. While you were counting losses, I was preparing restorations. As you saw ruins, I saw foundations being rebuilt. As you saw the end, I already saw a new beginning being formed. Remember the valley of dry bones that Ezekiel saw. To human eyes, that place represented death, absence, and impossibility. But when my word was released, that which seemed lifeless began to move. My son, I am able to bring movement to places that have been standing still for a long time. I am able to bring hope to tired thoughts. I am able to restore the way you see your own history. You think that your scar is a permanent reminder of what happened. But I tell you, it can also become a reminder that you have gone through and remained. I'm already healing memories. I'm already strengthening your identity. I am already bringing light to places that have been hidden out of fear and shame. Don't just look at what has been broken. Look at what I am rebuilding. Because when I go into a story, I don't just repair lost parts. I reveal new meanings. What seemed like the end can load a new page. What seemed like a loss can carry a new understanding. What looked like a scar can reveal proof that my hand never left you. There is something in your heart that you have not yet given me completely. Write in the comments what you're uploading. It could be a word, a request, a name. My dearly beloved child, I want you to understand that your story does not need to be hidden in order to be accepted by me. You think that the difficult chapters diminish the value of what I have written about you, but I tell you, even the pages you would like to erase bear signs of my presence. You think you need to hide the broken parts so that people can see strength in you, but I tell you, it is precisely in those places where you recognize your limitations that my grace reveals itself most deeply. I'm not ashamed of your story. I don't reject the chapters you try to hide. I don't abandon you because of the marks that got in the way. My son, I know every detail of your walk. I know the phases when you smiled on the outside while carrying pain on the inside. I know the times when you tried to keep going without telling anyone the weight you were carrying. But I was there, I was present, I was supporting you. You look at a difficult page and want to pluck it out of the book of your life. But I look at that same page and I see an important part of what I am forming in you. Because a story without challenges does not reveal depth. A faith without processes does not reveal roots. A life without battles does not reveal the strength that exists when one remains standing. My word says in Romans 8:28, we know that God works in all things for the good of those who love him. My son, I didn't say that all things would be easy. I didn't say you would never face moments of pain. But I said that no experience delivered into my hands would be meaningless. You think that that difficult phase was just an interruption. But I tell you, I was using that moment to build something inside of you. You think that wound brought only suffering. But I tell you, it also brought an understanding which you did not have before. The scar does not erase the wound that existed. She doesn't pretend that the pain never happened. But it reveals a powerful truth. The wound has not won. You crossed over, you remained, you continued. My son, the marks of your walk are not proof that you have lost. They are reminders that you have gone through difficult places, and yet my hand has remained upon you. You think your marks make you less worthy, but I tell you, they show that you have faced paths where my grace has sustained your steps. A tree, marked by time, can still offer shade. A land that has endured dry periods can still bear fruit. A soul that has known pain can still carry love. I'm already transforming the way you see your own story. I'm already bringing meaning to memories that once only hurt. I am already showing that what seemed like a shame can become a testimony of my faithfulness. My child, do not hide that which I can transform into light, because when I play a story, even the most difficult chapters begin to reveal the beauty of what I was doing in silence. My beloved child, I want you to understand that the greatest restoration does not always begin with what people can see. You think that the most important change is the one that happens in front of the mirror, but I tell you, before I touch the outside, I am already working in the depths of your soul. You ask for visible changes because you believe that this is where the solution to your pain lies. You wish that which troubles your eyes to disappear, thinking that then your heart will find rest. But I know you completely. I know what appears and what no one sees. I know the marks on your skin, but I also know the marks that have remained in your thoughts. I know what has changed in your body, but I also know what needs to be restored within your consciousness. You think that the problem lies only in what people can observe. But I tell you, many of the greatest battles take place in places where no human eye can reach. It's in the mind, it is in the heart, it's in the way you've learned to see yourself. My son, some words you have heard throughout your life have tried to build a picture of you that has never come from me. Some comparisons made you forget your own beauty. Some rejections made you believe that you needed to be different to deserve love. But I tell you, no human voice is greater than my voice. My word says in Ephesians 3:16, may he strengthen you in the inmost part of your being with powers through his Spirit. My son, I am already strengthening your inner self. I'm already rebuilding your vision of who you are. I'm already removing thoughts that made you carry weights that didn't belong to your identity. You think you need to fix everything in yourself to finally feel complete, but I tell you, I don't work on something worthless. I work on a creation that carries my mark. Before anyone pointed out their differences, I already knew their essence. Before anyone judged their appearance, I already knew their heart. Before anyone saw limitations, I already saw possibilities. My son, a house does not stand firm because of the exterior paint. It remains because there is a structure being strengthened from within. So it is with you. I'm strengthening fundamentals. I'm healing roots. I'm bringing light to places that have been hidden for a long time. You think you need only change the way others look at you. But I tell you, first I'm transforming the way you look at yourself. Because when your identity is restored, circumstances cease to control your peace. When your soul finds security in me, that which once seemed giant begins to lose strength. I am already doing a silent work within you. I am already reconstructing what experiences have tried to weaken. I am already showing that your identity was not born from the opinions you received, but from what I established about your life. You were reached because you were chosen. Write in the comments, God has chosen me, and live that truth every day. My beloved child, I want you to stop for a moment and understand something that you often forget. Your process is not delayed. You think you are falling behind because you look at other people's paths, but I tell you, I don't write stories the same. You look at the tree that is already bearing fruit and wonder why yours still looks small. You compare your beginning to someone else's harvest. But I know the depth of the roots that each person needs to create before sustaining that which is prepared. My son, a tree with shallow roots can grow quickly, but it can also fall when the winds come in. But a tree that grows deep roots stands firm, even when it faces storms. You think you're taking too long, but I tell you, I am strengthening that which will sustain the next chapters of your life. You think nothing is happening because you cannot see changes around. But I tell you, there is movement going on under the surface. There is growth in silence. There is strength in the secret. There is preparation going on where your eyes cannot yet reach. My word says in Psalm 1:3, it is like a tree planted by running waters. It bears fruit at the right time. My son, there is a right time for each fruit. There is a right season for each manifestation. There is a moment when what has been formed in the hidden begins to appear before the eyes. You think that the waiting period means that I have forgotten you, but I tell you, waiting is also a place where my hand works. You think that silence means absence, but I tell you, often silence is the environment where your roots are strongest. The buried seed cannot see the tree it will become. It is hidden, it is covered by the earth, but within it there is life. Within it there is potential. Within it is all that I have placed from the beginning. So it is with you. My son, maybe you are looking at your skin, your changes, and what looks different in your life, and thinking that you have wasted time, or that you are no longer who you were. But I tell you, I am using each season to form a deeper version of what I have created in you. You're not just going through time. You are being shaped by the process. I'm already strengthening your patience. I'm already maturing your vision. I'm already teaching you to find value beyond what the eye can measure. Because some things that I build in you need depth before they can achieve visibility. My son, do not be in a hurry to leave the station where I am working. The root does not complain because it is hidden. She understands that invisible growth is necessary for the fruit to remain. I am already preparing within you a firmness that no appearance can produce. Maybe you've been waiting for an answer for a long time, and this message has been chosen by me to reveal something profound to you. Stay, my beloved son. I want you to understand that people's gaze has never been the place where your true identity was born. You've spent a lot of time trying to find answers in constantly changing places, trying to figure out who you are through the opinions of those who see only part of your journey. You think you need to be accepted by everyone in order to be worthy. But I tell you, your worth does not depend on people's ability to recognize that which I have already placed within you. You think that criticism can diminish who you are, but I tell you, no human word has the power to erase an identity that has been established by me. You think that a compliment can complete that which is lacking within you. But I tell you, only my voice can reveal the complete truth about your life. My son, people see moments. I see processes. People see an appearance. I see a whole story being formed. People see a brand. I see a message that was born through a walk. My word says in Colossians 3:3, "For you have died, and now your life is hid with Christ in God." My son, that which is hidden in me is protected from the oscillations of this world. That which I have established within you does not depend on the opinions of those who only look at the surface, because the world observes what appears. But I know that which remains. You think you need to prove who you are, but I tell you, you need only remember who I have declared you to be. You don't have to run after an identity that has already been put in your roots. You don't need to build a value that has already been delivered to you by my hands. My son, a tree does not need to convince anyone that it is a tree. It simply grows because it carries within it that which I have put in. So, are you. There is something inside you that was not born of people's approval. There is something inside you that does not disappear when someone fails to recognize your importance. There is something within you that remains because it has come from me. I'm already restoring the way you interpret the gazes around you. I'm already healing the need to find value in places that have never been able to sustain your soul. I am already strengthening your conscience so that you will not be governed by human judgment, but by the truth of my presence. You think you need to become what is expected of you, but I tell you, I already know what I have formed in you, even before the world tried to shape your image. My son, don't allow people who know only one page of your story to try to define the entire book. I know all the chapters. I know the hidden moments. I know the silent tears. I know the battles you won without receiving recognition. And I tell you, none of this has gone unnoticed before my eyes. I am already revealing a deeper truth. You are not what they have been told about you. You are what I see when I look into your soul. This message has reached you, and it can reach other children of mine. By subscribing to this channel and liking this video, you help my word reach more hearts. My beloved child, I want you to see your limitations with a new perspective. You think that what you lack is a barrier that prevents your journey, but I tell you, it is often precisely in the place where you recognize your need that my strength reveals itself in a more profound way. You look at a characteristic, a difficulty, or a mark of your story and think, this keeps me from moving forward. But I tell you, that which you regard as a weakness is no greater than the presence which I have placed within you. You think you need to be complete in human eyes to be used by me. But I tell you, I have never looked for people without faults. I look for available hearts. My son, look at Moses. He saw her difficulty and believed that she was a reason to give up. He looked at what he could not do and thought he was not ready for the mission I was placing before him. But I didn't look at Moses' limitation. I looked at what I could do through it. He saw her inability to speak. I saw a voice that would lead a generation. He saw a barrier. I saw an opportunity to reveal my strength. My word says in Exodus 4:12, "Now therefore go, I will be with your mouth and teach you what you should say." My son, I wasn't looking for a perfect speech. I was looking for trust in my presence. So it is with you. You think that a change in your appearance, a difficulty, or a different characteristic makes you less prepared, but I tell you, your limitation has never been greater than my ability to act. You think you need to remove all your insecurities before you walk, but I tell you, I am already working through them to strengthen your dependence on me. A seed seems small when it is in someone's hand. It looks fragile. It sounds simple. But inside it, there is an entire tree waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. So are you. What you call small can carry something big. What you call weakness can carry an opportunity for growth. That which you call imperfection can become a place where others will see my grace. My son, I'm already changing the way you interpret your limitations. I'm already showing that you don't have to look like someone perfect to carry purpose. I'm already strengthening your confidence. I'm already healing thoughts that made you believe you weren't capable. Because my presence does not depend on your absence of difficulties. My presence transforms difficulties into places of revelation. You think that your limitation closes doors, but I tell you, some doors that I open are precisely those that show that strength has never come only from you. I'm not looking for a different version of you. I am revealing that which I have already placed within you, and when you understand this, what once seemed like a barrier begins to reveal a new depth of my work in your life. My dearly beloved child, I want you to understand that not everything that is profound happens quickly. You think that because there are still areas of your life that need care, nothing is changing. But I tell you, there are transformations that begin in silence before they are perceived by the eyes. You look at the dawn and think that the night is over all at once. But I tell you, the day is born in stages. First, a small light appears on the horizon. Then, the sky begins to reveal new colors. Then, little by little, the darkness loses space until the light takes over everything. So is the work that I am already doing within you. You think that you need to wake up one day and no longer feel any insecurity to know that you have been transformed. But I tell you, each small advance already reveals that my light is reaching places that were previously hidden. I'm already working on the details. I'm already strengthening tired thoughts. I'm already renewing the way you see your own history. My son, you want complete answers because your mind seeks security. You want to see the whole way before you take the next step. But I tell you, many times I reveal just enough light for today's path, just as a lamp illuminates the next step of the one who walks through the night. My presence guides you in the process. My word says in Proverbs 4:18, "The path of the righteous is like the light of the dawn, shining brighter and brighter until the full light of day." My son, your walk with me is like this light. It grows, it advances. She reveals. You think that you're still stuck in darkness because there are things that you do not yet understand, but I tell you, darkness does not mean that the light has not come. Sometimes you are so focused on what you still need to change that you do not realize what I have already transformed. You think that you are still the same person as before, but I tell you, your way of thinking is already being renewed. Their sensitivity is already being expanded. Their faith is already being strengthened. I am already touching places within you that were once dominated by fear. I am already bringing peace to thoughts that previously caused unrest. I'm already showing that you don't have to carry alone what you've always wanted to hide. My son, a tree does not grow before people's eyes every second. But that doesn't mean it's standing still. There is life happening. There is movement happening. There is growth happening. So are you. You think you are waiting for a change to happen, but I tell you, the change has already started in the most important place. Within your soul, I don't just work on what comes up. I work on what sustains. I don't just take care of what everyone sees. I take care of what keeps you standing when no one is looking. Continue to allow my light to reach every part of your story. Because what seems small today may be the beginning of a transformation that you still cannot fully understand. Few get to this point in the message, my son. But you arrived. And that's no accident. What follows was reserved for those who persevered. My beloved son, I want you to learn to look at your brands with a new perspective. You think they exist only to remember difficult moments, but I tell you, they can also remind you that my hand was present when you walked those paths. You look at the brand and remember the pain. I look at the brand and see the strength that was born after it. You look at what happened and remember the fear. I look at what has happened and I see the way I have sustained you. My son, a scar doesn't just reveal that a wound existed. She reveals that the wound did not have the last word. She reveals that there was a process. She reveals that there was a battle. It reveals that you walked past something that seemed too big but remained standing. You think that mark represents a moment when you lost. But I tell you, many times it represents a moment when you won. Because there are victories that are not accompanied by applause. There are achievements that no one notices. There are deliverances that only I know. My word says in Deuteronomy 7:9, "Know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God." My son, my faithfulness has been present in places where you thought you were alone. You have not seen all the times I have protected you. You have not noticed all the times I have strengthened your heart when your strength was running low. You have not seen all the moments when I have put peace within you, even when the circumstances around you told you to give up. But I saw it. I was there. I continue to take care of you. You think that you have gone through some situations in your own strength, alone. But I tell you, there have been times when my hand has sustained you in ways that your eyes could not perceive. My son, a person who goes through a storm does not always realize everything that protected him along the way. She just knows she's made it to the other side. So it is with you. You have come this far because I was present. You went on because I was strengthening your roots. You stayed because my grace was sustaining your steps. You think your marks tell a story of suffering, but I tell you, they also tell a story of care. They remember that that phase did not destroy their identity. They remember that that pain could not erase that which I placed within you. I'm already transforming the way you look at your own walk. I'm already bringing new meanings to old memories. I am already showing that some marks that you have tried to hide can become points where my allegiance is revealed. My son, do not allow the past to be the only interpreter of what you have experienced. Let my presence tell this story as well. Because when I am on a walk, no tear is wasted, no process is empty, and no mark needs to be just a reminder of pain. It may also be a reminder that you have never walked alone. My dearly beloved child, I want you to understand that what appears in the mirror has never been enough to reveal the whole truth about you. You think that your characteristics define your identity, but I tell you, there is a depth in you that no reflection can show. Your body changes, its phases change, its appearance crosses seasons, but that which I have formed within you remains. You think you have lost who you were because some things around you have changed, but I tell you, you have not lost your essence. I continue to work on what I have put into you since the beginning. My son, the world teaches you to build your identity on things that pass by. It teaches you to look at youth, at appearance, at people's acceptance, and at what gets approval. But I want to show something deeper. Its identity was not born from the human gaze. Your identity was born of my love. You think you need to be defined by what people can see, but I tell you, I know that which no one can achieve. I know your thoughts. I know your intentions. I know your silent struggles. I know the part of your story that you've never told anyone. My word says in 1 Samuel 16:7, man sees the appearance, but the Lord sees the heart. My son, while many observe that which is without, I see that which is within. While many evaluate a phase of their life, I know their entire journey. While many see a brand, I see a story. While many see a limitation, I see someone who carries my presence. You think you have to change completely to finally be someone of value, but I tell you, your worth doesn't start when you achieve an ideal appearance. Your worth already exists because you belong to me. A seed does not have to become a tree to have life. She already carries within her that which I have placed from the beginning. So are you. There is something inside you that time cannot destroy. There is something inside you that opinions cannot erase. There is something inside you that external changes cannot remove. My son, I am already restoring your consciousness. I am already teaching you to look at yourself with my eyes. I'm already breaking thoughts that made you believe that it was just what appeared in the mirror. You are deeper than what you see. You are more valuable than what you have received in comparison. You are stronger than what your insecurities made you believe. I'm already revealing a truth that has been hidden for a long time. Your biggest mark is not on your skin. Your greatest mark is in my presence over your life, because that which comes from me does not depend on the changes of time. That which comes from me remains when all external things pass away. If this message is confirming what you already felt in your heart, write in the comments, I trust in God's action. My dearly beloved child, I want you to understand that the periods when you cannot see movement do not mean that I have ceased to act. You think that the absence of visible signs means the absence of my presence, but I tell you, there are works that begin in silence before they are revealed in light. You look back at the time that has passed and think about the opportunities you have missed. You look at the answers that haven't arrived yet and think you're behind them. But I tell you, not a second of your walk has been out of my care. While you thought you were waiting, I was strengthening. While you thought you were standing still, I was preparing. While you thought nothing was happening, I was working in places that your eyes couldn't reach. My son, you wanted to see an immediate change on the surface, but I was building a profound transformation at the roots. Because a tree that grows only upwards without taking strong roots doesn't stay when the winds come. Before the fruits appear, there is a hidden strengthening time. Before the harvest arrives, there is a season of care. So it is with you. You think the waiting time was a delay, but I tell you, it was a training. You think that that difficult period prevented your story from moving forward. But I tell you, I was preparing you to carry that which your eyes could not yet see. Look at Joseph. He didn't know that prison would be a bridge. He didn't know that the place where he seemed forgotten would be the environment where his wisdom would be formed. He didn't know that each day of silence was bringing him closer to a position that would change his story. But I knew. So also I know that which you do not yet understand. You look at a closed door and think you've missed an opportunity. I look at that door and see protection. You look at a slower path and think you're late. I look at this path and I see preparation. My word says in Psalm 138:8, "The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your love, O Lord, endures forever. Do not forsake the works of your hands. My son, I do not abandon that which I start. I don't leave a seed untended after planting it. I do not forget a life that I formed with purpose. I'm already working on your mind. I'm already healing thoughts that made you believe you've wasted time. I'm already removing the anxiety that tried to convince you that nothing was happening. I'm already strengthening your identity so that you're not defined only by what you haven't seen yet. Because the wait was not an emptiness. The wait was a meeting place. Waiting was the place where his roots grew. Waiting was the environment where I prepared parts of you that needed to be ready before new doors were opened. My son, what seemed slow in your eyes has never been forgotten before. My eyes, my beloved child, I want you to understand a truth that your heart often forgets. Silence has never meant that I have ceased to listen to you. You think that because you did not see an immediate answer, your prayer was lost on the way, but I tell you, no word you gave to me went unnoticed. I heard you pray silently. I listened when you couldn't find words and just shed tears. I listened when you spoke to me in the moments when no one knew of the battle going on inside you. My son, you think that an answer only exists when something changes before your eyes. But I tell you, many answers begin in the invisible before reaching the visible. Before a tree touches the sky, its roots must descend deep into the earth. Before a house can be admired by everyone, its foundation needs to be built in places that no one sees. So it is with you. You asked for restoration, and I began working in the deepest areas of your soul. You asked for change, and I started touching thoughts that prevented you from seeing your own identity. You asked for strength, and I allowed processes where a force that was already being formed within you started to appear. You asked for direction, and I began by adjusting your perception so that you could recognize the paths I was already laying before you. My son, you wanted a quick answer, but I was preparing a complete answer. You just wanted a solution to what you saw, but I was taking care of what would sustain you after the change. My word says in Daniel 10:12, "From the first day that you decided to seek understanding and humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I came in answer to them." My son, from the first moment I heard. Before you knew any movement, I was already working. Before you saw any transformation, I was already touching hidden places. The invisible does not mean non-existent. Silence does not mean abandonment. Waiting does not mean forgetting. You think I was far away because you couldn't see my action, but I tell you, many of the greatest works I do begin far from human eyes. A buried seed seems to be still to those who observe the earth. But I see life happening within her. I see roots growing. I see the structure being formed. I see what has not yet appeared, but is already being prepared. My son, so is your life. You think you are waiting for something to happen, but I tell you, there are things happening within you right now. I'm already strengthening your faith. I am already renewing your hope. I'm already healing perceptions that made you believe you were forgotten. I am already revealing that my presence has never depended on external signs to be with you. Because I don't just work on what your eyes can follow. I work in the deep. I work on the roots. I work in the places where no one else can play. And that which I begin in secret at the right time reveals my faithfulness. My beloved child, I want you to understand that you have never needed to achieve a perfect version of yourself to receive my presence. You think you must first conquer all your insecurities, erase all your marks, and resolve all your limitations before I can act. But I tell you, my grace is already working in you right where you are. You think that your imperfections are obstacles that hinder my purpose. But I tell you, they can become places where my strength is revealed. I never expected you to be perfect to walk with me. I've never looked for people without stories. I never looked for people without scars. I seek hearts willing to be transformed by my hands. My child, look at all those who have been part of my history. Moises had insecurities. David had his battles. Peter had his moments of fear. Paul carried his limitations. But I didn't just look at what was missing in them. I looked at what I could build through them. You think your weakness disqualifies you, but I tell you, my grace is manifested just when you recognize that you need me. My word says in Philippians 2:13, "For it is God who works in you, both, to will and to do, of his good pleasure." My son, I am already working within you. I'm already awakening new thoughts. I'm already strengthening your courage. I'm already transforming the way you see your own journey. You think you need to be completely prepared to begin, but I tell you, I meet you in the process. I meet you as you learn. I meet you as you grow up. I find you while there are still areas of your life that need healing. A seed does not wait to become a tree to start growing. It starts right where it is, underground, in silence, in the place where no one notices the movement happening. So are you. Perhaps you will look at yourself and see only that which still needs to change. But I look at you and see that which is already being formed. You see limitations. I see possibilities. You see weaknesses. I see spaces where my strength can dwell. You see an incomplete story. I see a work in progress. My child, do not allow the search for perfection to rob you of the joy of perceiving my presence in the now, because while you wait to become someone better and then draw closer to me, I am already close working within you. I'm already touching old thoughts. I'm already healing places where rejection has left its mark. I'm already strengthening an identity that doesn't depend on people's approval. You think you need to hide your fragile parts to be loved. But I tell you, I know every part of you, and I keep calling you by name. My grace does not ignore your difficulties. My grace transforms your walk through them. In the next few minutes, my son, I will show you something that can be a direct sign from me for your life. Don't leave now, my dearly beloved child. I want you to know that nothing you try to hide is able to drive away my presence. You think there are parts of your story that are too difficult to see. But I tell you, I know every detail and yet I remain close to you. You think you need to hide your pains to be accepted, but I tell you, I don't love an incomplete or perfect version of you. I love you completely. I know your silent battles. I know the thoughts that come when no one is around. I know the memories you try to leave behind. I know the wounds you protect because you're afraid someone will touch them. But my son, I do not look at your wounds with condemnation. I look carefully. I look with compassion. I look with the desire to restore what was hurt along the way. My word says in Psalm 139:23-24, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. See if anything in my conduct offends you, and direct me in the way everlasting." My son, when David prayed this prayer, he wasn't trying to hide anything from me. He was allowing my light to reach deep places, and that's what I'm already doing with you. I'm already entering areas that you've tried to protect for years. I am already bringing light to thoughts that have become trapped in fear. I'm already touching memories that you've kept silent. You think that what happened has left a mark. That is impossible to remove, but I tell you, no mark is greater than my ability to restore. You think that your shame must remain hidden forever, but I tell you, that which you surrender to me can become a place of healing. My son, a wound covered without care continues to cause pain. But when it receives attention and treatment, it begins a process of restoration. So it is with your soul. What you hide out of fear continues to weigh you down, but that which you place before me begins to find new meaning. You do not need to carry alone that which I already know. You don't have to feign strength in the face of the one who knows your weaknesses. You don't need to build masks in front of the one who sees your heart. I already know where it hurts. I already know where you feel insecure. I already know which words hurt, his identity, and even though I know all this, I remain. My son, People may turn away when they know their hard parts, but I draw near. People may look at their marks and judge, but I look at their history and see someone I keep forming. I'm already rebuilding your perception. I'm already showing that you're not defined by what you've tried to hide. You are defined by my presence that reaches even to the deepest places. And when my light enters a dark area, it does not reveal to destroy. She reveals to heal. She reveals to liberate. It reveals to show that even the places you thought were lost can still be given life. My beloved child, I want you to understand a truth that the world often tries to hide. Your importance has never been tied to what can be seen by human eyes. You live in a time where many people are taught to measure value by appearance, youth, acceptance, and constantly changing standards. But I tell you, that which changes on the outside can never erase that which I have established within you. You think that your appearance determines your place, but I tell you your essence reveals something much greater. You think that a feature of your skin, a change in your body, or a mark of your history diminishes who you are. But I tell you, none of these things have the power to touch the treasure that I have placed within you. My word says in 2 Corinthians 4:7, "But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, to show that this power that excels is from God and not from us." My son, I chose to put treasures in earthen vessels. I didn't look for a perfect look. I didn't look for something that would just impress the eyes. I have put my life into real people, with real stories, with real brands, and with real processes. Because the radiance that comes from me does not depend on outer perfection. It is born from what I build within. You think you need to appear strong to carry value. But I tell you, your true strength appears when you recognize that your life is sustained by me. You think you need to hide your changes to continue being important, but I tell you, I continue to see the same child I knew before any transformation took place. My son, an ancient vase can carry a great treasure. A simple house can hold great memories. A tree marked by time can continue to bear fruit. So are you. I don't just look at what time has changed. I look at what time has revealed. I see the maturity that was born. I see the faith that has grown. I see the compassion that has been formed through the experiences that you have faced. You think you have lost something because your appearance has changed. But I tell you, perhaps you have gained a depth that you did not know before. I'm already revealing a beauty that doesn't depend on the mirror. I'm already strengthening an identity that doesn't depend on approval. I'm already showing that your life carries a glory that human eyes can't measure. My son, people can look at the surface and draw conclusions. But I see the inside. They can see a brand. I see a story. They can see a change. I see growth. They can see limitations. I see a purpose being formed. Do not allow that which is temporary to govern your view of that which is eternal. Because the treasure that I have placed in you is not attached to the appearance of a vessel. He is in my presence that dwells in your life and reveals who you really are. My beloved son, I want you to understand something profound. Not every nostalgia you feel for the past means that that place was better. Sometimes you miss an old version of yourself because you have not yet realized the beauty of what I am now forming. You look back and remember who you were before the changes. You remember when some things seemed simpler. You remember when you didn't carry certain worries. But I tell you, I'm not taking you back to what you've been through. I am revealing a deeper, more mature, and stronger identity within you. You think you have lost who you were, but I tell you, you have not lost your essence. You are discovering new layers of that which I have placed within you. My son, the caterpillar, does not become a caterpillar again after the transformation. She goes through a hidden process. She walks into a place where it seems like nothing is happening. To those looking from the outside, it looks like silence. It seems to wait. It seems like an absence of movement. But within that process, there is a change that no one can prevent. There is a new way being prepared. So it is with you. You think that the hard times have only taken things away from your life. But I tell you, some processes have removed weights that prevented you from seeing who you really are. You think the pains have lessened you, but I tell you, they have also revealed a strength that was hidden. You think that the changes in your appearance have taken away your identity, but I tell you, your identity has never been bound by what changes. It is grounded in me. My word says in Isaiah 43:19, "Look, I am doing a new thing. It is already emerging. Don't you perceive it? My son, I'm already doing something new, even when you still don't fully realize it, even when your eyes look for external signs, even when your mind tries to compare the present with the past. I'm already working. I'm already renewing your vision. I'm already maturing your heart. I'm already strengthening your identity. You think you need to regain that which is left behind. But I tell you, some things are left behind because they have fulfilled their purpose. A seed does not regret ceasing to be a seed when it begins to grow. It does not try to return to the dark earth where it was planted. It responds to the process that I have put into it. So are you. My son, don't get stuck in the image of who you were before the walk. The person you were carried a part of the story, but the person I am forming carries a new depth. I'm already transforming the way you look at yourself. I'm already showing that its beauty is not only in what has remained the same, but also in what has matured. I'm already revealing that your story didn't end when something changed. In fact, some changes were the beginning of a new understanding of who you are. Do not be afraid of the new identity that I am revealing, because what I build within you is deeper than what time can alter. At the end of this message, you will feel my presence in a way that you may never have felt before. Stay with me until the end. My dearly beloved child, I want you to know that not a single tear that has fallen from your eyes has gone unnoticed before me. You think those moments of pain disappeared in silence, but I tell you, every tear carried a story that I knew completely. You think you cried, alone. You think that no one has noticed what has happened inside your heart. You think that your hidden struggles have not been seen by anyone, but I saw it. I was there when you tried to be strong, while on the inside, you felt like you couldn't keep going. I was present on nights when his thoughts got heavy. I was present in the moments when you looked at your own life and wondered if things would ever be different. My son, when no one heard your voice, I did. When no one understood their pain, I understood. When no one noticed his battle, I was near. My word says in Psalm 56:8, "Record my lamentation yourself. Gather my tears in your skin. Are they not written down in your book? My son, I know every tear. I know those who have fallen before people, and also those whom you have shed when you were alone. I know the tears that have come because of the changes you have faced. I know the tears caused by the words that hurt his identity. I know the tears that were born when you looked at yourself and had difficulty seeing what I see. But I tell you, no tears were wasted. You think that pain has only taken something from you, but I tell you, in many situations, pain has also built something within you. She developed a sensitivity that did not exist before. It strengthened a compassion that had not been formed before. She taught you to look at other children of mine with more love and understanding. My son, a seed does not grow without facing the darkness of the earth. Before it appears above ground, it goes through a hidden process. So it happened to you. There were periods when you thought you were just going through a rough patch, but I was using that time to put down deeper roots. You think your tears showed weakness, but I tell you many of them revealed a strength that was born when you chose to continue. I am already turning your painful memories into sources of maturity. I am already bringing healing to thoughts that have become stuck in suffering. I'm already showing that what hurt you doesn't need to control your story. My son, I do not ignore your tears. I collect. I know. I transform. Because I don't just see the moment of pain. I see what is born after it. I see the person being formed through each experience. I see the faith that grew while you waited. I see the hope that remained. Even when circumstances tried to extinguish its light, you think your tears were signs that you were losing, but I tell you, many of them were seeds that I am already using to produce something new within you. If this video came at the right time for you, write in the comments, I believe, Lord, and declare that you're ready for this new phase. My beloved child, I know that there are times when tiredness tries to convince you that it is no longer worth continuing. I know that there are days when you look back on your journey and think that nothing has changed, that your prayers have fallen by the wayside, and that maybe the story has come to an end. But I tell you, do not confuse the silence of the process with the end of my work. You look at a page and think you know the whole story. I look at the whole book. You see a closed door and think you've missed the opportunity. I see a preparation happening before a new opening. You see the delay and think, you've been forgotten. I see every detail being lined up. My son, I know the weight you have carried. I know the times when you thought about giving up. I know the times when your faith grew weary and your heart asked, how long? But I tell you, you have come further than you think. You think you're at the end because you can't see the next chapter, but I tell you, some of the greatest changes happen just when you believe there's no way left. My word says in 1 Corinthians 2:9, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. My son, there is something beyond what your eyes can reach. There is an answer being formed in places that you cannot yet perceive. There is a connection between moments that seemed meaningless. I'm already piecing together parts of your story that you thought were lost. I'm already giving meaning to experiences that seemed like just pain. You think the years of waiting have been empty, but I tell you, they have prepared you to recognize that which is coming. Because a deep blessing needs a strengthened structure to be carried. A tree that grows without deep roots does not bear large fruit. Therefore, before I revealed something in your hands, I worked something within your heart. Before changing circumstances around you, I strengthened your identity. Before opening paths before you, I have prepared you to walk through them. My son, maybe you are on the edge. Maybe you're looking at your reality and saying that you can't wait any longer. But I tell you, the longest wait often precedes the deepest understanding. Do not abandon the process at the moment when the transformation is closest. Do not allow the last stretch of the walk to make you forget all the steps I have already held. I was present at the beginning, I am present now, and I am still present in what is still being revealed. You think you're just waiting for a change to happen, but I tell you, there's something happening before your eyes can even confirm. I am already preparing what your soul has silently asked for. I'm already working on the invisible. I'm already taking your story to a place that today you still can't see completely. My dearly beloved child, I want you to receive this truth within your heart. You are not the result of your falls. You are not defined by the moments you failed. You are not limited by the marks that have fallen by the wayside. You belong to me. You think your story is determined by the mistakes you have made, but I tell you, my grace is greater than any chapter that has tried to define you. You think that a mark represents everything that has gone wrong, but I tell you, it can also represent everything that you have overcome. I don't call you by the name of your pain. I don't call you out of your insecurity. I do not call you by the opinion of those who do not know your journey. I call you by the name I have established. My son, before people pointed out your limitations, I already knew your essence. Before anyone saw your faults, I already saw the purpose I had placed within you. Before you looked at yourself with disappointment, I already looked at you with love. My word says in Isaiah 49:16, see, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. My son, your name is not lost, his story is not forgotten. Their identity is not in the hands of circumstances. I carry you before me. You think that you need to rebuild on your own that which has been broken. But I tell you, I am already working on the restoration of your identity. I'm already removing the labels that have been placed on you. I am already breaking down thoughts that made you believe that you were less than I declared. You are not the end product of your mistakes. You are not the sum of your pains. You are not just what happened to you. You are what I keep forming in you. My son, a work under construction is not an abandoned work. A seed under the ground is not a seed without purpose. A vessel that has passed through the potter's hands is not a destroyed vessel. It is being molded. So are you. You think that your marks show that something has been lost. But I tell you, they show that your story has continued, even after the battles. They show that you have gone through moments that could have made you give up. They show that my hand remained when you did not have the strength to remain alone. My son, I don't just see what you have been. I see that which I am forming. I see the identity being restored. I see the trust that is being rebuilt. I see the peace that is returning to places where there was fear before. Do not allow a fall to speak louder than my voice. Do not allow a mark to be greater than my presence, because before any mark was on your skin, my love was already on your life. Before anyone knew what they looked like, I already knew their soul. Before the world tried to define you, I had already declared, "You are my child, my beloved son." I have come to the end of this message, and I want to thank you for staying with me this far. I know that many words have touched deep places in your soul, and I want you to know that your perseverance has been seen by me. You didn't stay just out of curiosity. You stayed because your heart was seeking an answer, a direction, and a deeper encounter with my presence. My child, today I have revealed to you that your skin does not define your value, that your marks do not define your identity, and that your pains have no authority to erase that which I have placed within you. I showed that before any outward change, I already knew your essence. Before human opinions, I had already declared love over your life. Keep this truth in your heart. You belong to me. You are not what time has changed. You are not what people said. You are not what your falls tried to convince you you were. I know your name, I know your journey, and I continue to form something precious within you. There is a blessing for the one who endures to the end. There is growth for those who keep seeking my voice. There is strength for those who decide to trust, even when they still cannot fully see the way. Your stay so far reveals an open heart to receive that which I want to build within you. My son, if this message spoke to your heart, write in the comments, "I watched until the end." And also, put your city. May this statement be a demonstration of your faith and a reminder that you have come to this moment because you chose to listen, reflect, and allow this word to reach your life. I also want to remind you, don't keep this message to yourself. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to remember that they are not alone, and subscribe to this channel to continue receiving words that strengthen your faith and bring your heart closer to my presence. When you share a message of hope, you can be instrumental in reaching another child who is in need of a word. My son, keep walking with me. Keep looking beyond what the natural eye can see. His story is not over. Your identity is not lost. My presence remains your strength in each season. Allow God to continue speaking to your heart. Take the next step in this journey by watching the next video that will appear here on the screen. In it, we will continue to learn how to live in God's presence and experience the fullness of His plans. Don't stop here, because God still has much more to speak to you. Always remember, God is greater, and His presence is our strength. Trust Him, and He will do infinitely more than you can imagine. May God bless your life, and see you in the next video.